Hey, this is Jesse with Create This. Our last Meshmaker VR update video was in the beginning of April, and it is now May 16th, so a little bit over a month and a half has elapsed, and I thought I would just do another video and show you what's changed. So the very first thing that's changed is now at any time you can press the grips without touching an object, and you can move your objects around. Not only that, you can bring them closer to you, and you can also scale them by pinching. So you grip with one controller, and then you can grip with the other one, and now you can automatically scale them. Well, not automatically, but you can manually scale them, and you don't have to touch them to do so. This is a great productivity increase, boost, and our users really love this. Let's see, the next thing that's changed is we now have a new menuing system. We used to have buttons that you would have to trigger click. They didn't have any background and the contrast wasn't very great. So we changed all of that. We now have a new menuing system. The buttons are completely 3D. At some point we may get different actual models for the buttons so that they look a little nicer, but for now they're just kind of cuboid. And there is no trigger click anymore. So one of the problems that we had before was, you could press a button and drop a vertex by accident if you were in vertex add move mode. Well, now you don't have to press the trigger. All you do is you just push with the controller. There's no trigger involved whatsoever. It's just proximity and movement. And so you also hear, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but there's a nice little audible click. And the buttons depress into the panel as you press them, which is very nice. Another enhancement is when you're doing primitives, you can now cancel by pressing the grip at any time. And the primitive just goes away, and then you can redo it. So that's a very nice feature. Should work with all of them. Yeah, at any stage. So that's a circle, cylinder. Cancel there. There we go. Cancel the whole thing. Yeah, box primitive. Same thing. So that's a great productivity enhancer. In keeping with the new menus, we have, because there's no trigger click involved anymore, when you want to select a color, all you have to do is touch it. There's no trigger click involved, so you just touch and drag, and you get to select whatever you want. Now, another thing that you might notice is that the pointer cone on the controller changes along with the color. So that's really nice because it gives you a little visual indicator of which color you have selected at any given point in time. I don't know about you, but often when I'm in the menu and I'm doing something, I'm not sure, if I want to create a sphere, what color is the new sphere going to be? And I forget. And that gives you a nice little visual reminder, hey, that's green. In case you're seated, or in case you're using an Oculus Rift or Oculus Touch, and you don't have another camera, like a third camera or something, sometimes you want to be able to turn around. So now what you can do is you can teleport, and you can, while you're holding the touchpad or the joystick, you can hold down the trigger as well and rotate the controller. And as you rotate the controller, you'll see the pointer icon for the teleport move around. Release the trigger, and the teleport goes away, even though I'm still holding down the touchpad. And then the second time you do that, you will teleport in the direction, you will teleport and you will be facing in the direction that the pointer on the teleport indicator is facing. So for example, let's say I want to look at this edge on over here. So I'm going to rotate. This is really useful for seated position. There I am, edge on. Or for the Oculus Touch. All right, one of the new features is the open interface, the object open interface. And so this allows you to open up files, and you've got your file path here, and drives in case you've got like a USB drive or 2 hard drives or something like that, and your special folders like documents, downloads, and desktop. So if you want to go up a directory, say I want to go to documents, but I don't want to press the document button, you can do a single grip on the parent folder, and that'll send you up a directory. and then you can load up any file you want by gripping that file itself. And now my tricolored cube is opened. Tricolored cube model. It's actually only got one color, but whatever. The next feature that we have is the Save As feature. So this is really nice. Not only can you open any file you want, but you can also save your file as anything that you want. So let's see, let's go to Documents, and there's no new folder yet, but I just considered that that might be a good idea. Let's see, so let's change this to something else. We have a nice new keyboard here so that we can type in file names, because that's kind of a necessity. Weird cube. All right, and so I can save my file as weirdcube.obj if I want to, just by clicking the Save As button there. Oh, and this may be the final change. I think last time we had the space skybox, we had the sunset skybox, and the blue sky skybox. We now also have a Milky Way skybox. And this is a really high-res, I believe it's 8K. It's a high-res star field of the Milky Way as seen from Earth. This is actually a NASA photo that I imported. So NASA 360 panorama. Pretty cool stuff. It's one of my favorites, but the blue sky is also pretty nice. Interesting fact, so this is the model for the Vive teleporter icon. So whenever you do a teleport there, that orange thing that you see is actually this model here. And so when I added the little arrow icon on there, I actually edited this model in Meshmaker VR. So this arrow icon was created from the original in Meshmaker VR. And in order to do that, I added the ability to preserve the UVs. So any texture mappings, you know, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the teleporter icon is a little bit translucent near the top and much more solid down at the bottom. And that's actually a UV gradient. And so in order to preserve that look and feel, I had to modify Meshmaker VR's OBJ load programs and the internals to get it to preserve the UVs. So we do now attempt to preserve UVs, which is kind of nice. Still no texture support, but maybe one day soon. All right, that's it. This is Jesse with Create This. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.